microphone. Huh. There, is that better? All right, so let me show you what I'm going to work on here. First of all, I'm going to work on this little, what are they called? Diamond Kit makes their cupcakes. They're little cupcakes. They're little Christmas cupcakes. Christmas cupcakes. They're from Hobby Lobby. There they are. Christmas cupcakes. Okay. There's 5 of them. And they're little. They're little. They're cute. Look at these cute little, look at my cute little stands for them. All that. So you sit over there. I'm going to pick a cupcake to start on. And then we'll chit chat. I don't need you right now. I probably don't need you right now. I just need these and this and this and one of these. Are you one of those people that does one thing all the way through? Or do you do one color and do that color on all of them? What do you do? What do you do? I don't know. Which one do I want to start with? A lot of these have a lot of brown. Why so much brown? The snowman's cute. He's going to have a lot of black. He's got a lot of black. Okay, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my drills first. Let's go to the drills. Let's start with number 1, which is black. And there's not as much black as I thought there was going to be. So we'll start with black. And then we're just going to do all the black on all of them, because that's how I roll. All right, number 1. Yep, there's some on here. Of course there is. Okay, so let's get them open and let's get rocking and rolling. I think I'm only on like, I don't know, 6 things. I can't even remember at this point how many things I have done. I don't know. It's not very many. That's what I can tell you. It's not very many. Yeah, all I think we need black for here is eyeballs. 4 blacks for the eyeballs. So let's do the little eyeballs on our little reindeer. This is a reindeer. And then we'll move on to another one, because this is how I like to do it. I don't like having to go back into all of these packages repeatedly over and over. You know what I mean? So I like it to kind of be done with one color, and I can just set it aside, get it out of the way, and not have to worry about it anymore. That's why I do it the way I do it. Okay? You do you, I'll do me. We'll all do our own thing, and we all end up with something cute in the end. I just flipped over this glue dot because it wasn't very sticky, because if you know anything about rhinestones tend to be very dirty, like always. And your glue dot will get very dirty very quickly. And so it's not very sticky. Not very sticky at all. So I like to get the most out of a glue dot. I should have brought some more glue dots in here with me before I started recording, because this will probably frustrate me very quickly that it doesn't want to pick them up properly. So I don't know, maybe I take it out and flip it again. I mean, the other side's already dirty, but maybe it's less dirty than this side. I don't know. But it definitely, they don't go as far as they will on regular drills. So yeah, there's that. I might just give up and be like, okay, pause the video. I'm going to get more glue dots. And I should just bring in, like, you know, cut off a few off the strip and just put them in here on this table so they're in here and readily accessible, instead of having to go out to the kitchen and get them. Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, that's that. All right. Whoop. Hello. Here comes a little gingerbread person. Is that okay? I think this is a gingerbread too. I think that's a gingerbread girl, and this is a gingerbread boy. I don't know. Just that's my guess. So anyhow, you call them what you'd like. They're all little cupcakes of some sort, though, because they're all in a little cupcake holder thing, dish, paper. Oh, does she have more? No, 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 no. This one does. This one has like a smile in black. Okay, so we're gonna get our money's worth out of the black here. Sorry. Oh boy. Uh, so today is kind of gloomy. It says it might rain, but there's only like a 15 to 20% chance of rain, but it feels like it could, for sure. Feels like it could. It's kind of dark and dreary out there. Cats were out this morning for a little romp around, romp about, but they're all back in now. I don't even know where Smokey is. He's sleeping somewhere. He is napping, and Misty and Sunny are, well, at first it was kind of like a little love fest. Just she jumped off the couch and she pinned him to the ground and she said, "Let me just lick you." And he's laying there like, "Oh." And then he's like, "Okay, fine. You're going to lick me. I'm going to lick you. We're just going to lick each other." All right. That lasted a few minutes until I think it was Misty first decided, I'm done. I'm ready for a little more. And then they're both in their respective positions, like, I'm ready. I'm ready. Have you seen that? If you have a cat, you know what I'm talking about. And they sit there for like, it seems like an eternity waiting for, the standoff. Who's gonna pounce on the other one first? Right? Who's gonna pounce first? It's hilarious to just sit and watch them do that. And then eventually somebody does, and then it's game on, and then, they're rustling and tussling, and somebody's biting somebody, and, all that stuff. And Misty will do that. She will play with Sunny like that. You know, she doesn't really play with Smokey that way. I don't ever see her do that with Smokey. Smokey and Sunny will get after each other. Misty and Sunny, I think it's all Sunny. That's what I'm taking away from this, because Misty and Smokey won't do it. They just don't do that. But we're gonna say it's a Sunny thing. Sunny thing. um, was it this morning? It's either this morning. No, it was last night. Last night, going to sleep, and Dale's, in the bedroom, and he's getting ready to watch his weather and whatnot. And something came up on the TV, and all of a sudden, it's talking about orange cats, and I was like, all about orange cats. And why they are so unique, and are they really a different type of cat? And they truly, truly are. They really are. When we say orange cat, we talk about it like it's their personality, and it kind of is. So they just had all kinds of, there was like 20 different points about orange cats, all the way from how orange cats come to be, how they're really, you have to have orange on orange or something like that to get an orange cat. I don't know. Actually, the fathers don't create the orange, the mother does, which is interesting because their mom wasn't really an orange cat. I mean, she was like a tabby cat. She may have had like some orange in her, but she wasn't like orange orange. The cat that was roaming around that we thought was probably dad was like all orange, but apparently he's not the keeper of the orange gene. So, and that most of them are male, which that I already knew. Most orange cats are males. Just all kinds of interesting things about the orange cats this guy was talking about. Very interesting to listen to. Okay, now this whole hat is black, of course. So wonder if I can multi-place a little bit here. We're going to try. We're going to try to do some multi-placing and see if it works. Let's see if it works, first of all. See if we can even pick up 4. Nope, I picked up 3. Okay. All right. Nope, 4, 3. And okay, why does it do that? Why do I get 3 on one end, and then I go to pick up the other one, and then one falls off the other end? What in the world? Why? Okay, they're probably too far apart for me to multi-place them. Okay, never mind. We'll just go to town with our little single placer here and do what we got to do. We'll just do what we got to do. Because, yeah, multi-placing's not going to work. I'd have to do a whole lot of finagling and finagling and moving them around, and I don't feel like doing it. So we'll just do it this way. They'll all get on there eventually, right? You know, I confused about it took 2 somethings to make the orange cats. So they're special because it takes 2, I don't know, 2 something. All the cats that have orange in them, like calicos and tabbies, have a little bit of orange. Those were orange fails, he said. Those were cats that didn't have what it took to be orange. So yeah, they were a fail at being orange. Interesting. And then I talked about personalities and how an orange cat is special because an orange cat is not typically friendly with everybody. Orange cats tend to pick their one person that that's their person. And Dale and I were just talking about that because the way Sunny loves to climb all over me, I think I'm the chosen one, right? Just now, before I was going live, I was sitting out there in the living room talking to Dale. Sunny comes up and jumps on me, and I'm holding him. I'm like, I feel like I have a baby. He wants me to hold him. I stand with him. I rock back and forth. I kind of, I'm doing like a baby. I'm like, finally I sat down and he's laying in the weirdest way. He's all cuddled across my arm and his head's laying on my arm. And he's literally just like going to sleep, cuddled up in my arms. And I'm like, oh, goodness gracious. Not that he doesn't love Dale. He does. Certainly. Oh, he'll come up and he'll just rub all over you. He'll, like, I call it rearing up like a horse would, he's up on his hind legs and then he just comes down, he's rubbing all over you, claiming you. Yep, he's just claiming us. That's what he's doing. He's a funny boy, though. Anyhow, funny boy. Well, it's been some week and a half or more, 2 weeks of just, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to go anywhere anymore. I don't want to have appointments anymore. I just want to stay home and do what I want to do at home. I want to diamond paint. I want to crochet. I want to not leave my house for a while. I want to not have to worry about things for a little while. Just, right? Because, I mean, it was a dentist appointment, one that I didn't want to go to because I didn't want that shot to go up my brain, right? So I got it done. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't as bad as I remember that shot being. I made it, okay? And, I talked about that already. But then my tooth hurt. And it hurt, and it hurt, and it hurt. And then it got to the weekend. And I was being very patient. I'm like, okay, it's just got to settle down. I had a lot of work done. It's got to settle down. Okay. But then the weekend came and it was still hurting. And I'm like, okay, of course. I'm calling on Monday. And then he got me right in I think Monday afternoon. He did, got me right in Monday afternoon to come and look at it, and had to go in and do some adjusting. He found some, he calls it flashing, which is basically the filling material, which is, it was clear and it was hard to see. And there was just a little bit on the tooth that was making it a little bit too high and causing problems with my teeth below, banging on it, and making it hurt. So it took just a few minutes. He fixed that for me, took that stuff off, made it all nice and smooth, and made it fit better with the other teeth below. He said it'll take a couple days. It'll start feeling better in a couple days. I'm like, oh, okay. Here's a tooth that didn't hurt. Didn't hurt before I went in. Now hurts. I'm like, how's that work, right? Anyhow, he was right. It did take a couple days for it to actually settle down and just feel better. Okay, great. It does. Now, in that whole process there, I also had an eye appointment. No big deal. Just had to go get my eyes checked and realize I need new lenses because mine are way off and they're really not doing what they should do. Okay, got it. But I wanted to keep my frames because I like the frames a lot. I like the way they fit. I like everything about them. They're like, well, can you live without them for about 2 weeks? And I'm like, what? How can I live without my glasses for 2 weeks? Can't do that, right? Because I have to send them in. I'm like, well, do you have an old pair? I said, I don't even know if I do. But I came home, I looked for an old pair, and I had an old pair. The most recent ones before the pair I'm currently using. So I'm like, okay, well, I have an old pair. Can I live with the old pair for 2 weeks? It won't be ideal, but, I suppose I can. You know what I mean? So I go back to the eye doctor. I'm telling you, I'm ready to stay home. Go back to the eye doctor, and they're like, the one girl's like, well, yeah, I know the old ones aren't, the best, but there's a guy that works there, and he has been there forever. He knows his stuff. He's wonderful. He goes, wait, come here. They're the same frame? And I'm like, yeah, they're the same frames. I just want to be able to keep the frames that I have, clearly for the third time, because I just like them. But I did have, last time I ordered another set of frames as well. So we didn't have this problem. I just ordered the same frames with the new prescription. But this time I didn't want to get frames again because these glasses are getting super expensive, you guys. So, and there's nothing wrong with my frames. So he's like, no, we don't have to do that. We'll send in the old pair. And I'm like, okay, you're gonna send in the old pair. And he goes, yeah. But then when they come back, you come in and we just switch out the lenses and put the lenses in the pair you like. Oh, okay. All right. All right. I didn't know you could do that. He goes, oh yeah, we'll just pop the lenses into your current frames because those are the ones you like. Even though they're the same frame, they just fit better than the other ones did. Okay, perfect. So now I'm waiting 2 weeks. 2 weeks for these lenses to come in. And then I'll be able to go back and I'll pop those into my current frames I'm using. And everything should be good to go. Because my prescription has changed. Both distance and up close have both changed. So my doctor, when he did the exam, he's like, so yeah, these glasses, they're not doing you any good, really. He said, they're completely wrong right now for you. And I'm like, yeah, well, that might be why things look weird. When I have the glasses on, and most of the time at home, I just prefer to just take them off. I don't really need them, I need them when I drive, for distance, and I don't really use them for up close, the bifocal part. I don't use it. He's like, well, we had a big discussion about it, how your eyes work, why I need to wear them, how I need to let my eyes get adjusted to it. I'm like, oh my gosh. I've had it with doctors for right now. Give it some time. Give it some time. Everything will be all right. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. But then I had to go back to the dentist because I had a couple more fillings, knowing again that another one is in that front again, and I have to face the dreaded up your nose, out your eyeball, out your brain shot again. But this time I go in, I'm not quite as upset because I'm thinking, okay, he told me that the way he's doing the shots last time made it a little bit easier. Didn't hurt quite as much. He kind of does it in stages. So I'm like, okay, it wasn't horrible, horrible last time. Of course, it wasn't pleasant, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And I had another tooth on the bottom that needed to have a filling taken out because that's what is happening. The cavities are getting in around old fillings. Fillings are breaking down and bacteria is getting in around the fillings. Okay. So he numbs the bottom. I'm like, oh, great. Then he comes around the front to numb the top. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm bracing myself. I'm like, okay, trying to think it's not going to be too bad. It's not going to be too bad. It wasn't the last time. You guys, I about flew out of the chair. I wanted to jump out of the chair and hit something. I was like, oh my God. And it just kept hurting and hurting because, you know, the needle's still in there and he's still going. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm dying. I was not happy. And then when he was done, I was like, okay, so that definitely hurt worse than the first shot did the last time. And he goes, well, you know, because this tooth is a front tooth. It's dead center front tooth. Last week, it was the tooth off one. So the one that's beside your front tooth doesn't get the exact same numbing as the direct front tooth. I was like, mm-hmm. And then he's got to do it again. That was only step one. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the one that's going to just come out of my eyeball. I can already tell. You know what? That second one, I barely felt it. I was pretty numb from the first one. I barely felt the second one. I was like, thank Jesus, because if I would have had one more super painful shot, then that's two super painful shots. Why give me two? Why not just do it all at once then? You know? Oh, I hate shots. Have I told you that before? I hate shots. Hate shots, hate shots, hate shots. Okay? So that was 1, 2, 3 in one day. And then my whole left side of my face, all the way up to my nose, all the way up the side of my nose, down my cheek, all my lips on both up and bottom, upper and lower jaw, all the way up to my ear. Everything is numb. I'm like, I don't think I can move my mouth correctly at this point, you know? They're asking me, you know, to do certain things like, you know, when you close down on that little straw and it sucks your spit out of your mouth and all that. I'm like, I couldn't do it. I didn't know if I was doing it right. I couldn't tell. Bite down on the little paper when they're adjusting the bite and whatnot. I couldn't tell if I was biting. I was afraid I was gonna bite through my, cheek or something. I don't know, it was crazy. And then I'm supposed to go to dinner with my friends. I'm thinking, what in the world? I'm still numb. I left, okay, I left to go to dinner at 5:30 and my lip is still numb. Most of the other numbness was gone, but my lip is still numb. I'm like, oh goodness, what am I going to eat? Well, how can I eat? Will it be unnumb by the time I get there? Well, it kind of was. But still, I'm like, I don't even know if I can bite down on this. And where are we at? We're at a Mexican restaurant, right? Mexican. Well, I'm certainly not going to try chowing on some chips right now. I was like, my first thought was, you know, I could maybe eat soup comfortably and not have to worry about it. But have you ever looked at a menu, looked at Mexican soups? No, thank you. Just no, thank you. The stuff that was in these soups, I'm like, no, 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 I'm not eating that stuff. Nope. Oh, you guys. Anyhow, I did manage to, as it started feeling a little bit better and a little bit better, I ordered just a small miniature, it's called a mini burrito. So it's just a flour tortilla with some meat and cheese in it and rice. And I was like, okay, let me just see if I can chew a little bit. I still have the right side of my mouth. At least the left side's not numb anymore. So I was able to eat and it wasn't hurting. And so I'm like, okay, I'm good. All right, man, just, I've had it. I'm done. Okay. And I told my dentist, I said, it's been great seeing you for the last couple weeks, but I don't plan on seeing you again. Okay. I'm not planning on coming back for a long, long time. However, here's what's happened now. And I don't know if it has something to do with what we did on the bottom or what he did on the bottom. I have a tooth on the top, right above where he worked yesterday, that's kind of hurting. I'm like, please just be, maybe I was biting down too hard on it. Something, I don't know. I mean, there's not supposed to be any more cavities in my mouth. So I don't know what the deal is with that one now, deciding it's going to hurt. And I'm like, you better stop. So today it hasn't hurt. So maybe it was just stressed. I don't know. I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I literally, seriously do not want to go back and see him again and be like, look, we got another issue. I don't want to have any more issues. I'm done. Done, done, done. All right. Enough of that. Enough of that talk. Oh, let's talk about something else that's interesting. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but out in front of our house, like right at our driveway, our second driveway, which is the one we always come in just because it's the easiest shot to get right into the garage. If you come into the first drive, you gotta do some weird backing up, jihon around to angle yourself to get in the garage. All right. So there's been this big hole out in the road. And every time it rains, that hole gets worse. It gets more holes. It's like, it's bad. Dale enjoys it because he says it makes the traffic slow down. They can't just go barreling through there past our house, which is true. However, the thing I don't like is when all the big trucks come down the road and they hit that hole with their 18 wheelers, it's like dong, 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 bumping. Sometimes it sounds like thunder. It's so loud. I don't like that. I'm tired of hearing it, right? So I was debating calling our county road commission and being like, okay, listen, somebody has got to get down here and work on our road. They tried a few months ago. They came, they graded the road, they dumped a bunch of dirt or gravel or something right there in that spot, and it's back. It didn't work. I'm like, can you not fix the road? Do you not know what it takes to fix the road? What will it take? So this morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, I don't have any place to go. I got no appointments. I'm ready to just spend my day crocheting, diamond painting, recording some videos, just, kicking back and relaxing. And Dale went to get tacos, although they didn't get tacos. I'll tell you that in a second. But 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm up. I'm awake. I'm in the living room, and I hear the road crew. They're grading the road at 7 o'clock in the morning. And then there's a dump truck, and he's dumping dirt or gravel or whatever they're dumping. And that went on forever. Now, I'm like, okay, all right, well, at least they're fixing this road. Dale went out for a few minutes and came back, and he didn't have to tell me, but I already knew the hole is still there. I knew because I could hear the trucks going down the road and hitting the hole. And he's like, yep, it's still there. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Why can't they fix a hole in the road? Right? Why can't they fix a hole in the road? Look at my snowman's halfway done. Apparently they don't know how. I don't know. So yeah, still have a hole in the road. Now, it may be worth. Okay, that truck just went down the road and I didn't hear the big tonk tonk. Sorry, I got quiet for a second. I was listening as that truck went down the road. I didn't hear a great big tonk tonk tonk, like as it's going through the hole. I don't know. Maybe the big trucks are packing in all the rest of the dirt that they dumped out there this morning. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's getting better. Maybe it's not. I'm telling you, I'm about to call the road commissioner myself and be like, listen, you keep trying to fix this problem and you're not fixing it. I feel like I'm back at the dentist again. You're fixing our problem, but we still have a problem. you know? Anyhow. Yep. Back to tacos. Yes, they got lunch today, but not tacos. Because we still have the lettuce, cilantro issue. You know the one, right? The whatever, cyclosporus or whatever it is. I could call it the other name, but it's kind of gross, so I won't. So his friend won't eat lettuce right now. Doesn't want to eat cilantro. And tacos without cilantro, he says, that's no good. So I think a few weeks ago maybe, Dale went to this burger place called Olympic Broil and got them lunch at Olympic Broil. I think he was gonna go. I don't think he ever went to what's the place? The little drive-in place across from the Mexican place. Nip and Sip. I think he talked about going to Nip and Sip, but he didn't do it. Ended up going to Olympic Broil that time. Last time they got lunch. So Dale headed off to Olympic Broil today to get lunch because, like I told you, he goes and gets the lunch and then meets his friend at a certain spot, a certain location downtown where he can park easily, and they sit in Dale's truck and eat lunch. So, yep, they had lunch. And I got to record some videos and tiddly wink around the house and do things, and got some stuff done. Still working on some organization stuff. I'm putting a video together right now as we speak. It is actually uploading. And it is, well, you'll see it before this because it'll be done before this. It will be my organizational video. Organizing. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm always organizing, trying to manage my crafting life, because I got a lot of crafting stuff with just diamond painting and crochet. Lots of yarn, lots of mess, and I'm always trying to figure out the best way to use it, access it, store it, all the things, right? So I've been working on that for a while. I've been recording the clips for the video for quite a while because this is no quick, easy process. It's not an easy process. And I'm not even doing like a complete, like what I would like to do, which I toy with, the idea of just taking the bedroom upstairs and just taking out the bed and maybe the dresser, except we don't have any place to put the dresser. I mean, I could probably empty out at least 2 drawers in the dresser that I don't need to have that stuff that's in that dresser. Have not tried on the stuff in that dresser in a long time, but my guess is it's a lot of pants and they probably won't fit, and I could get rid of them and probably empty 2 drawers. Dale has 1 drawer, the top drawer, that's all his stuff. I don't know if he'd have another drawer to put it in, but I think we could empty the dresser and take out the bed, and then we'd have an armoire, and that's about it. There's one small little table, like a little corner shelf thing, but I toy with that idea all the time, just turning it into just like a true like craft room. Maybe I'd have room for a little table in the center. If you take out a queen size bed and a dresser, well, it's a chest of drawers, so it doesn't take up that much floor space, I guess. But still, it takes up space. I don't know. It's an idea. I still think about it. But I'm not organizing like that. I'm just organizing what I have, the way that it is, and trying to make things fit. And, you know, you get it, right? It's a lot of work. But I'm making progress. Things are looking better. I'm going through stuff. I am getting rid of some things, which, that's kind of refreshing to get rid of some stuff. Got to the point where I can see the comforter on the bed a little bit, not the whole thing, just parts of it. Oh, just parts of it. So, yeah, work in progress for sure. I will probably record some more clips when I do more work on the organizing. Right now, I'm kind of at a bit of a standstill on the organizing, especially the yarn, because I'm making more of a mess right now with the yarn. Because I am working on my cute little plushy things. Remember my idea? Make them small. I'm not trying to make all the big ones and compete with, all of the other plushie makers, but keep mine small and cute and hopefully sell a bunch of them. So I keep getting into the yarn and making more of a mess of the yarn. And I've been getting more yarn because, colors. Colors. I need colors. It's all about the colors. Yeah. Well, anyhow, I have about 2 weeks right now until the little farmer's market thing. It's not a farmer's market. It's called a farm swap. It's completely free. You just show up. I mean, you don't just show up. I mean, I had to tell her I was coming. No fee for it. Lots of people will be there with animals that they either want to sell or trade, farm supplies. I know there's some people who are bringing like baked goods, food products that they make. There aren't a lot of us handmade product people, like crafty things, I don't consider food and cookies and stuff like that. That's not crafty. There aren't a lot of crafts, so that'll be interesting. Oh, the fancy ice cream truck that we had one time, they're gonna be there. I think it's really cool. She actually made, like, you've seen them, the little, I mean, I would call it in YouTube a thumbnail, but the little advertisement things for the events. And it's really cool. She has like all of us on it. There aren't that many people that are coming, but she has all of us on that. Our names are on it and stuff like that. Kind of cool. Maybe I can post it in here. I've posted it on my Facebook, on my personal Facebook. I don't see a point in posting it like in my group or anything, because I mean, you guys aren't really, most of you aren't around Michigan to be able to come to it anyhow. But so anyhow, I'm doing just some work for that, trying to replenish some of the things that I'd sold at the campground, because I sold a lot of my little plushy stuff at the campground. So I'm working at that. Um, and then, like I said, I have about 2 weeks, the rest of this week and next week, because it's on a Saturday, right? So not quite 2 weeks, but close. See what I can get done. And then after that, I have a bigger show, and that's another 3 weeks. So I'll have 3 weeks after the farm swap. That's what it's called, farm swap. I have another 3 weeks to make some more stuff for the big show. I call it a big show because there's hundreds of vendors for that one. And it is a big fall festival. It's not in a big town or anything. It's in a little small town, but it was very busy there last year. There were a lot of people. So I want to make this one as appealing. And I mean, there were a lot of plushie makers there last year too, but trying to draw in everybody that I can. You know how it goes. So busy, busy hands, always busy doing something, making something. I made a little short the other day. I showed the picture to my members first of one of my most recent makes, which I think is absolutely adorable and brilliant at the same time. I actually bought the pattern. I don't buy many patterns, but I bought this pattern because I really liked it. I really liked it, and I wanted to make some. So I'm making cauldrons, and I think they're just adorable. If you haven't seen the short, go watch the short. Please watch the short. I have a goal. I want the short to get to 2,000 views. Right now, I woke up this morning and I looked at it, and I think it was at 1.5K. I'm like, holy cow. That was just like overnight. I did it yesterday afternoon, and we were sitting at 1.5K. I think it was 1.5, 1.4, 1 something. I want it to get to 2. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Okay? Help me get to 2K on my little short. I think that would be amazing. I don't do a lot of shorts, but the ones I've been doing lately have been little crocheted things, and they're doing well. Like if I do a little crochet short, they're getting some pretty good views, most of them. I've had a 1.3, I've had a 1.4K. So go watch it, okay? Watch it twice. I don't care. I've watched it a couple times. All right, there's all the 2s. All right, we got black and we got red done. Where are we headed now? Where do you think? Yeah, so, I mean, and it's not a perfect, I always forget, you have to film differently for shorts. You have to film vertically for them to turn out right. And I always film horizontal, and I forgot, but I mean, it's okay. It turned out okay. But, and then the other thing I need to start working on is some dumplings, guys. I got to get the dumplings going because I sold both of the dumplings I made. Oh, back to the cauldron. the cauldron, the lid comes off the cauldron. You take all the potiony, poisony stuff or whatever the solution they're making comes off. And then inside the cauldron is a little cavity you can put stuff in. Yes, you can put stuff in it. So I have bought stuff to put in the little pot in the cauldron itself. Little goodies. And they're going to be a surprise. And be like, there's stuff inside them. There's little goodies inside, little surprises. And I think they're pretty cool. First of all, there's candy. And then stickers, Halloween stickers. And then I'll just say Halloween trinkets. If you watch the short, you'll see. And I'm not going to put the Tootsie Rolls in there. That was just what I had on hand. But I'm going to get some actual Halloween candy. I think it's a cool idea. And I think the surprise effect of what's inside your cauldron, yeah. So I'm working on, the first one I did was purple. The oozy stuff was purple. And the one I'm working on right now is like a neon green color. So I did go and order some more of that. All I can remember is marshmallow. That's not the company that makes it, but that's the name of the yarn. They call it marshmallow yarn. And I ordered some green and purple. They didn't have a really good dark gray, but I think I can get a nice dark gray at Michael's in the Big Twist line. They have a nice deeper kind of gray color. So it's fun. I'm having fun with that. And I really want to make several of the dumplings so I can, have those be little surprises as well. So I haven't started them yet, but I have done 2 cats, 2 ducks. Gosh, I can't remember what else. I know I got 2 cats and 2 ducks. 1 potion. There's some other stuff too. I just can't remember what it is. Anyhow, busy, busy, busy. This weekend is a fiber festival. It is one of the hugest fiber festivals I've ever been to. I mean, I've not been to the big ones like Flock, which is in Washington. That's a huge yarn show. But this is one that Angie and I have gone to several times. And it's at a fairgrounds, and like all the barns pretty much have vendors in them, or they have animals in them because they show the fiber animals. They're showing them for fiber possibilities, like what their fiber would be like. They're, when they're sheared or whatnot. It's a cool, cool show. And guess what? At this point, the girls are going. You heard me. The girls are going to go. I am 100% planning on going, and I think Angie is planning on going. And we can meet up there and go fiber festing. I'm telling you, it's been a while. It's been a while, and I'm excited to go. I don't need stuff, but it is fun to just go wander around and look. And, one year I bought a little stuffed alpaca made from alpaca. He sits here in my office, and he is adorable, and I love him so much. Stuff like that. Don't have to get yarn. There's other things. There are lots of other things. This one didn't need any 3s. Am I correct? Correct. Do you need some 3s? I don't think so. Anybody else need 3s? There weren't very many. It just kind of made his little muzzle right there, and I don't know, his cheeks or something. I don't think anybody else is going to use this color. No, there's no brown on him. Okay, we're done with that. Look at that. We've gone through 3 colors, folks. 3 colors. We got a long way to go, but hey. So I'm excited for that. I don't know about going live on Saturday night. I just don't know if I'm going to be back in time. I think the show goes until 5 o'clock. I might make it back if I just don't dilly-dally and leave at 5 or before 5. There's so much to see there. There is just so much to see. It is an all-day event for sure. And they're there all weekend. It's not like, you know, if you wanted to, you could go back multiple days, but I'm not planning on driving back up there again like on Sunday. I'm not doing that. It's like an hour and a half drive to get there, so I'm not planning on all that. Oh, here's the fours right here. They outline the little snowman's face. Oh, and Santa's beard gets them too. Okay. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be giving away a prize for smashing the specials. If I'm home in time, I'm home in time. If I'm not, I'm not. Okay? I'll just leave it at that. I'll either be here or I won't be here. How's that? You know, I'll always get to the prize one way or another. If I can't do it live on Saturday night, I will do a video and I'll show it to you later. Okay? This is a once a year opportunity and I don't want to pass it up. One of my newest obsessions, one of my new favorite dyers is Frogget Yarns, and they have a yarn truck. And I've seen them a couple times. So has Andrew. We saw them at another show. And they were at this fiber festival. They've been there. And I'm very, very disappointed because they have limited their shows for this summer. And they're not doing hardly any shows. No shows during the summer, I don't think. And they really cut down on how many they're doing because they're kind of phasing out of doing the yarn truck. They're not going to do it anymore. And she mentioned in a video that they were canceling the Michigan show. And I was like, no, I was going to be able to see you because I've been, commenting on videos. I didn't even know she had a YouTube channel until, I don't know, maybe this year, no, sometime last year. Anyhow, I was like, no, I was hoping to see you. And she's actually commented and she's emailed me about something else. And she's like, I know, I'm so sorry. It would have been great to be able to meet you. And I'm like, yeah, no, we can't. Okay. I'm sad that they're not going to travel with their yarn truck anymore to anything, There'll be no opportunities to see them. So, anywhere. Oh, well. People have to do what they have to do, what they feel is right. And she just wants to have more time to be home, to create, to develop things. And they have a new grandbaby, and she is enjoying spending time with him. And, once the grandbabies have started, there's more to come, right? So, anyhow, it will be fun. We'll have a good time. I hope it's not too hot. I hope it doesn't pour down rain because the one year we went, we did a workshop and it was pouring, just pouring down rain. And we were trying to get to a bathroom and there's no bathroom close to the barn that the workshop was in. We got drenched. And so just be a pleasant day. That's all I ask. Just be a pleasant day. All right. Anything else to talk about? Nothing I can think of right now. Keep smashing those specials. And prizes will come. I got to do some membership giveaway videos. I got a couple months I have to give away a prize for members. Thank you, members, so much. But other than that, I'm just going to try to get things done. That's my plan. Get a lot of stuff done. So far today, I felt pretty accomplished so far today. I've accomplished most of my goals for the day. I still have to do a couple things, and then I have the book live later. Yeah, always something going on. All right, guys, I am going to let you go. I will probably work on these later. And I mean, it's going pretty fast. So maybe I'll be able to finish these up today, tonight. Cross my fingers, I might be able to get them done. They're not huge, which is nice. They're kind of small. There is a lot of drills on them. And I see at least, I've seen up to number 14 for colors. 14's on this one. I don't know if it goes higher than that, but there's a lot of colors. 14, I think, is the highest I've seen. So we'll get there. All that brown. Ugh, lots of brown in my future. You know how I feel about brown. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, you guys. And hope you have a great week. I'll see you maybe on Saturday. If not, you'll hear about it, on YouTube or Facebook or somewhere. All right. I'll talk to you later, guys.